Good morning.
Oh,
Good morning. Thank you so much for being here today. And I will pass it over to you as I believe you are moderating this for yourselves, correct?
we are, yes. Tracy, do you want to go ahead and kick us off? You are on mute.
I want to get a t-shirt that says that. I've been
Okay.
I know. That's going to be my new background going forward, I think.
So good morning or good afternoon, sorry. I'll start with a brief introduction of myself. And then I'll move into Pitney Bowes and what we're looking for in sales candidates and benefits. Again, my name is Tracy Giddy. I've been in Pitney Bowes for 4 years now as a talent acquisition partner. And I was promoted almost 2 years ago to from talent acquisition partner to a senior talent acquisition partner. And I've been recruiting for about 20 years. So going into Pitney Bowes. Pitney Bowes is 103 years strong. We are a publicly traded billion-dollar global company that was founded in 1920 by Arthur Pitney and Walter Bowes, who invented the first postage meter machine. Pitney Bowes is a global shipping and mailing company that provides technology, logistics, and financial services to more than 90% of the Fortune 500 companies. Small business, retail, enterprise, and government clients around the world rely on Pitney Bowes to remove the complexity of sending mail and parcels. So we have 4 divisions: SendTech, which is the postage machine mailing equipment part of the business. Pre-sort services works mainly with the USPS to help sort and deliver flat mail. GFS, or Global Financial Services, is the lending, financing, and leasing arm of the business. Global e-commerce, this department handles the fulfillment, delivery, and returns of parcels and packages to retail customers. So we do have, each one of these divisions has sales positions. So what we're looking for in a candidate for a sales position, we're looking for sales professionals who are passionate about solving customer problems, creating value, and driving growth. We have various sales roles such as account executive, business development managers, client relationship managers, sales engineers, sales operations specialists, and more, just to name a few. We also have different sales divisions such as enterprise, SMB, government, and channel. Each division has its own focus, strategy, and culture, but they all share the same vision and values of Pitney Bowes. Taking a look at benefits, we do offer paid time off, 4% match on 401k after a year of employment. This is also a 2% discretionary contribution, even if someone does not contribute. Tuition reimbursement, we have giving campaigns, wellness campaigns, stress management and fitness management programs, dependent care, life insurance, parental leave, career training, development training, financial planning, and as well as the medical, dental, vision and I mentioned 401k. So this is just to give you a better idea of what it's like to work in sales at Pitney Bowes. We have invited one of our hunter-focused sales consultants to join us today, and she'll answer some of our questions and share her experience as well. So I will pass it over to you, Sherry and Anna.
Thank you. Yeah. So I've been with Pitney Bowes about 4.5 years, recruited for sales, predominantly inside sales, but also account managers in our sending technology solutions division. And I can talk all day long about sales positions here, but I think, Anna, you're going to have a unique perspective that is going to give us a lot of insight. So let's start off with you telling us a little bit about yourself and your role here.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for inviting me to the session. I'm honored to be here. I've been in the e-commerce shipping world for about 10 years. I've been helping clients mainly on the pre-sort and side of the business. That's where I started for the last 15 to 20 years. So I'm dating myself a little bit, but I've been very, very fortunate to be in this space and to actually help companies with their real challenges. So I'm really happy to be here and just share a little bit of my story.
Thank you. So you joined us not too long ago. What attracted you to Pitney Bowes?
Yeah, I joined under a year, so I started in January. And what really attracted me to Pitney, and obviously being in the space, I know who Pitney is, and I know who the players are in this space. But I was really attracted to their strategic setup with their network and how we actually physically process parcels for our clients from a national and regional network. And that adds a whole lot of advantage for our e-commerce shippers. So as a sales consultant, I really believe that having a really robust network and solutions to then be able to help clients with their specific shipping challenges is key, right? So what really motivates me is knowing that I'm helping with real client challenges, and especially around areas that we talk about a lot with our clients, such as consistent visibility into their shipping through tracking. There's so many other challenges also with returns and the management of it. And then not to mention, obviously, delivery of parcels and getting them there on time. So there's just so much that Pitney brings to the table. And to me, solving problems, that's really where it's at, right? So clients' problems and their specific challenges in certain areas, that's where I look forward to being a consultant. And let's face it, companies today have a variety of options, but they want someone that at the end of the day understands their unique challenges and then is able to help them with things like liabilities with fraud, mitigate risk, help with getting better results. And there's a slew of challenges, obviously, that shippers face every day. And that's why I'm motivated and I'm happy to be here at Pitney Bowes.
I love it. So you joined a year ago, but you haven't always been in this same position, right? So what unique thing have you experienced since being here that has made you want to stay being here?
Yeah, I was hired in as a pre-sales consultant, and I was really honored to have that position, especially after having insight into it. And what really helped me, I think, and really created more value that I can bring is understanding the insights and how we're able to help our clients through data and data analytics, especially using our own app called Box Lab. And this is a powerful tool, and we really share our findings with our clients to then help them have a better business, make better business decisions on their shipments as a whole. They're looking at it completely from a different view, which they may have not received before, right? So this is a really nice and powerful way to help our clients. And then also I was so impressed with our pre-sales team and our pre-sales engineering team on how they work so cohesively for the sake of providing further support to our clients and the sales team. So it's a really nice way for me to really get to know Pitney's network, the insights of how it works, all the departments that we talk to, everything that goes behind the scenes, and just wrap it up in a nice bow, right? So I feel very fortunate about that.
Perfect. One of the things that I love about Pitney Bowes is that we actually do what we're going to say, right? So when I describe our culture here, I talk about how we behave our values, right? We don't just put value words on the wall, although that just says Pitney Bowes behind me. We don't just do that. We actually behave our values, right? But how would you describe the culture at Pitney Bowes?
Yeah, you know, I've I've really had I can't even put words, and I just feel very grateful that I've been able to come into Pitney, the global e-commerce division, and I just feel that my voice is heard. I feel inclusive. I feel that our company culture is to be inclusive and to be able to support one another. During my time with my pre-sales team, and I'm talking about them primarily because I was with them for the last 8.5 months, I really felt that I was given the tools that I needed. I was given a mentor. And this mentor was unbelievably helpful to the point he went far and beyond. And I'm so grateful for that. I really have a lot of respect for the team, for the culture, for the inclusivity. And me being, I'm a minority. You can see I'm Hispanic. I feel that my voice is heard. And that means a lot to me. I feel like I have so much more to give and so much more to learn from each other, and having a diverse team as well.
So tell me more about that. How do you collaborate with other sales professionals and teams at Pitney Bowes?
Yeah, there's so many ways that we do. We have weekly sessions, meetings, a lot of training, departments really talking to each other for the good of what's going to happen with our clients' shipments, right? At the end of the day, we all have that as our main priority. And we make it our mission to be able to have those level of discussions, of being proactive, having the tools that allows us to really see and dive deep into the client's profile and set up. So I've worked with a professional service team, with the implementation team, with the sales team, with the operations team, with the transportation team in order to bring this together. And that's awesome.
Yes, I agree. So one of the things that I love here is our internal mobility. And I can go through so many examples of individuals who started in one role and progressed. I know of an individual who started in inside sales, moved into an account manager role, utilized our tuition reimbursement program to then pursue his MBA, did an MBA rotation program with us, and has moved up into an L&D position. I know a lot of our directors of inside sales started as sales supply reps. I know you started as pre-sales and are now in a sales position. So what's next? Where do you see yourself taking your career?
I love being part of the sales team. There's just so much to do. And I really have a passion for helping others, helping companies, especially in areas that we don't really necessarily look at. There's so many things that are happening in the industry, right? There's so many challenges, disruptions, you name it, it's happening, right? So I really see myself honing in on my skill of being a consultant, a true consultant, where I'm solving problems for clients. We're solving problems for clients through Pitney Bowes network and solutions and services. And I really see myself here for a while. And then I would love at some point down the road, let's say a few years, 5 years, being able to impart that to my own team and maybe be a trainer or a sales leader of some sort. But I think there's just, the sky's the limit, and it just depends on where your heart is. So I feel like there's no limit to where I can go.
I completely agree with you, right? There's so many opportunities depending on your skill set and your interests, and so many opportunities as well to just learn, right? Have you dove, I know we didn't practice this question, so I'm just throwing this in here. Have you dove into Udemy? Udemy, right? Is it Udemy?
Udemy. Yeah.
Udemy. I always say it wrong.
You know what? I'm a big person that big on training, and I feel like my mission too is to always be learning daily. When we had LinkedIn, I did a lot of LinkedIn classes. With Udemy, I'm taking a few classes, and then I also recently saw where we're able to access some programs online, and Pitney Bowes reimburses the tuition up to $10,000. So I just enrolled in communications through eCornell, and I'm planning to take that class for the next 7 to 8 months.
I
So
love it.
yeah, that I believe is going to bring value to our customers, our clients, our internal folks. And I want to be able to have, a deeper level of communications. And I think that's really important for our day and age.
Couldn't agree more. So what advice would you give someone considering a career at Pitney Bowes?
There's a lot, but the main thing is know that it's not just a sales job. Know that sales is if your heart is where it is in helping clients really be successful, then in turn you're going to be successful, right? There's so much to learn about our network and solutions and products, etc. But I think being open and confident that you have a good system, you have a good value prop, learn as much as you can. You don't have to be the expert at all things. We do have a very good depth of people or teams to support you. So that's what I would say. Count on your teams. Count on really honing into your skill, and things will happen. Things will be good. So that's my advice.
Thank you. Thank you. Tracy, do you have any questions?
So Anna, how long, you had mentioned that you started in one position in PB and then you went into a sales position. How long do you feel it took you to get acclimated with your sales role and learn all the different things that you needed to know about PB to be successful in your position?
Yeah, to be honest, I've been here in my sales role for 2 months. And I think the advantage that I have is that I understand the e-commerce space. I understand the business. I understand how to help clients. Because I've had those 8.5 months in pre-sales, it gave me some really good insight into our network, how it works, where to go, how to go about doing things within Pitney. So I think I have the added advantage. But for someone new that doesn't have that background, I know that we have training, we have mentors, we have a lot of tools online in our internal PB network, where you can go and look at demos and look at our learning material to get acclimated. And then with Pitney, they pair you up with a mentor. You can go on the road, you can make your sales call, and we have our director of sales that are right by your side helping you on managing through the complexities. So I think it's something that is perfect. I love the structure. I think that we do provide as much as we can. And like I said, having just an open mind about learning and knowing that, it's okay. You don't have to know everything. Just try, and you have a team of people that are going to help you be successful, right?
Yeah, it does sound like you have a great network of people, and the sales is set up,
Yeah.
especially with the mentor. So you don't, you might have quite a bit to learn and to get up to speed, but at the same time, you always have someone that's right there
Yes.
beside you, helping you if you have questions. That makes a huge difference, I'm sure, doing the sales. Yeah.
Anna, do you work from home?
I work remotely from my home office, and I've been working remotely for the last 10 years, and I love it. Doing this type of work, you do have to have discipline. You put in a lot of time, and yes, we do have flexibility. Obviously, we all have lives, but I do love working remotely. I'm fortunate to have my Ontario office very close to me, about an hour away. So I go into the plant and get acclimated with everybody, looking at how they manage all the parcels through the operations floor. And because I have a little bit of an operations background from my pre-sort days, that's really close to me. I love to understand the operations part of it, because then I can obviously be more helpful to the client, right? So I'm fortunate to have it so close to me.
I love it. Yes, I know working remote is unique for the position. A lot of times in sales, you go to client sites and you drive
Yes.
around. But I couldn't agree more with you. Going into those sites, whether it's a pre-sort site or in my case for Syntech, it's our call centers, right? Going in and actually seeing that side of the work makes a huge impact on how I interact with individuals each day.
Absolutely. Yep.
Do you have any questions for us, Anna?
Um, I don't know if I came prepared for questions for you all, but I think there's a lot of talent out there, and it's important to know how Pitney works and what's in it for you. Everybody is in it, what's in it for me, right? So I just I want to make sure that everyone knows that there's a lot of opportunity, especially in this e-commerce space. And we're set up a little bit uniquely in the fact that we're not just technology, and I'm talking from the global e-commerce side of the business. We're just not a tech company, right? We actually are a logistics, and we're making global e-commerce easier for our clients to then work with us. And that's really our mission, right? So that's all I have for you. I don't think I have any questions except, it's great to see that you're putting that on this forum for others to really get a little bit more of an insight.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate it. I think we're going to have maybe some audience questions. We're ready to roll when you are, Hunter.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much for that, everybody. Oh, gotta turn on my pretty light. There it is. Look at that. Um, that was so great. I really enjoyed hearing from all of you. And yes, if anyone has any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. It's an amazing team here from Pitney Bowes. And one of the things that really resonated for me that I heard y'all say was you don't have to be the expert of everything, right? And you can lean on your team and you can learn from your team. And I think that's so important and valuable. And I love to hear that that's a core belief over at Pitney, because there's imposter syndrome can run rampant inside, right? Like, oh, I don't know the answer to this. Oh, I'm not doing a good job. Oh, I'm going to lose my job. Like the train goes a mile a minute up here. I don't know about any of you, but it sure can up here. And knowing that I don't have to know everything and I can turn to a colleague. Have there ever been moments for any of you that when maybe you were starting out and you didn't know something and there was someone that helped you along the way? Do you remember any advice you got early on? Sherry, you're nodding a little bit, so I feel like you might have something.
I think I was just agreeing with you, imposter syndrome. Yes, I have that all the time.
Yeah, right? It's just human. It's a human thing. We all feel it.
And that's exactly what my mentor said, right? So, and it's really about putting yourself out there and just doing it, right? By doing it more and more, you kind of work past the imposter syndrome, which is probably the hardest thing to do.
Yeah, it really is. Interestingly, synchronistically, right at the same time, someone asked in the audience, can you speak to a mentoring experience that shaped you in your sales leadership style? Look at that, the synergy. It's happening. It's happening.
Anna,
Tracy, yeah, or Anna, either of you have a mentorship moment early on that was impactful for you?
Yeah, I've had several in my career, obviously. I think that mentoring is extremely, extremely important because you're really shaping this person's way of looking at things, right? And providing on the go ways to help them immediately. So not only that, but just giving them the confidence that, hey, I'm here for you. Let's walk through this. We can talk about strategy. We can talk about how to actually do things inside of whatever platform, Salesforce, etc. And then you start seeing how they act with you, how they help you. It gives you confidence too to then pay it forward when someone calls you and say, hey, how do you do this? Or where do I go? Or can you help me walk through this presentation because I don't have a sales background. I don't know how to do it. You are there to help exactly how you got some guidance, right? And
Mhm.
that's awesome. That I have that whole thing of they've done it for me and I have so much to pay forward and I'm happy to do that. So
I
that's what I
completely
believe in.
I completely agree with that. I had that exact experience yesterday, sort of like surprisingly to me. It just kind of happened. This young person, more than 10 years younger than me, we started talking about what we were doing. He had some shared interest. And then he started asking me all these questions. And before I knew it, I realized I was sharing something that someone shared with me when I was about his age and
Mhm.
guiding him in a direction. I was like, oh, this feels so good that I can like continue
Yes.
that because we didn't get here by ourselves,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. I've been very fortunate to have some really good managers and mentors in my career. And at the end of the day, I think people do want to help, even though we're so
Mhm.
busy. And I see a second question, but I think and at being human, we want to help others be successful.
I think so. I agree. I'm an optimist, I would say, and I think it's inherent that we want to help each other, and it helps us help ourselves in the same way, right? Because I can get perspective on the things that I've learned, and these a mentee can be a mirror, right? And sometimes they ask questions. I'm like, I don't know the answer to that. That's a great question. Let's
Yeah.
find out.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone asked because we have just a couple of minutes left. And Tracy, you might be able to speak to this. Someone asked, I find sales very demanding. How do you manage work-life balance while striving to achieve your career goals?
Well, I can speak for myself on, what I do on the talent acquisition side. So it is definitely time management for me is really huge. I need to plan out how my day is. I mean, everybody knows you can plan out how your day is going to go, and then you start in your day and you're all over the place. But I do my best to set a good foundation of what my day is going to look like, and I try to stick to it. It doesn't always happen that way, but I think also, being able to um, go with it. If something not getting frustrated if something is thrown at you at the last minute, and that's very hard to do. But understanding that is kind of how things work. They don't always go how you want them to go. So being able to kind of just take a deep breath. Okay, I'll need to tackle this. I'll get back over here so I have my good foundation. So I think really, for me, time management and organization are huge.
Yeah, so important. And that flexibility, that agility that you described
Mhm.
is crucial for me as well, because life on life's terms, you get curveballs throughout the day, right? And you don't know. We start the day, we're like, okay, I got to do this, this, and this. And life is like, actually, what about this entire list over here? Would you like to do that?
Very much so. And I just want to add for sales positions specifically, don't pigeonhole yourself into one sales position. There
Mhm.
are a lot of different types of sales positions. That 90% travel sales executive position may sound really nice because you make some good money in it, but that doesn't necessarily need to be where you go. You can make that money in inside sales. You can make that money in pre-sales roles, right? There's a lot of different directions you can take a sales career that doesn't necessarily require you to be gone from your house 11 months out of the year.
Right, right. Things that can look good on paper, you actually, if you dig a little deeper, you're like, oh, I'm not going to spend any time with my family if I do that. And then where's that balance? So it's evaluating those things very closely. That's good advice. Well, friends, we're out of time. Thank you so much, all three of you, for being here. If folks want to reach out, is LinkedIn the best way to connect with you and keep the conversation going?
Most definitely, yes. And we ask that anything specific to positions, get job openings, get sent to us just to help Anna focus on her clients. But I'm sure she'd also be happy to answer a few other questions as well.
Sure thing. Thank you guys. It was awesome.
Awesome. Thank you. And everyone watching, you can go to Pitney's landing page on the Power to Fly website to see all the opportunities that are available there, and you can inquire within. And if you go through the Power to Fly website, Pitney gets a little tip of the hat knowing that you came from here, so that might help you. So we do what we can, how we can. So Anna, Tracy, Sherry, thank you so much. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care now, everybody.
Bye.